You are watching a special edition of the Wellness Hour, the leader in medical news and information. I'm Randy Alvarez. My first guest is Tamilee Webb. Tamilee is best known for her workout tape programs, Buns of Steel. Tamilee lectures nationally on various topics from weight loss to women's health issues. We've invited her on the program today to discuss how to get the body you want with the body you have. Tamilee, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you.
Pleasure to finally meet you, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. It was nice meeting you too.
Now, before we get into today's topic, you're a legend in the fitness industry. When did you start?
I started in the early 80s. I think I took my first aerobics class in 1979, and that's just when it started out. So when I was in college, I was majoring in phys ed, because that's basically all they had. And then they started bringing up new programs that you can get into, like exercise science. And so I was one of the first to go into that program, and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, but I knew that I loved fitness and I loved motivating and helping others.
You ended up getting a master's degree, is that right?
In exercise fitness, which today is called kinesiology.
So way back then, were you teaching classes, aerobics classes?
I was. In fact, it was very interesting. At Chico State is where I did my my studies, and I would do a class called Super Abs, and I had more guys in that class than you could, all the frat boys. So I would do 30 minutes of just crazy abdominal exercises, and of course I loved it because all the guys were in there, but women started coming too. And then I did another one called Hips on Down, which was basically for the women.
How many tape programs do you have, by the way?
How many programs do I have?
Or tape programs, how many CDs?
I have 60, I believe, consumer videos, DVDs, 60.
And they sell in stores nationwide, it seems.
Yeah, and international. I'm in other countries as well.
I mean, do you get stopped on the street and people say, that's Buns of Steel?
Yeah, not as much as I did in the 90s when Buns of Steel was extremely. I remember being at an airport and I was bent over getting a ticket and somebody came up and said, "You're Tamilee Webb, Buns of Steel." And I'm thinking, okay, my head was down. Did you recognize me from my bottom up?
So were there a lot of jokes, by the way, that you had, especially with that topic, Buns of Steel?
Yeah, there is lots of jokes, but it's all in good fun.
But you motivate a lot of people. You've changed some people's lives. I'm sure they stop you and say, hey, I worked out to your tape.
You know what? That's what keeps me going too. Is I love, as you know, when you're in front of the camera, you have that lens, so you hope to connect with the people that's behind that lens, and talk to them like they're right there in the living room. And because if you can connect to somebody, then you're gonna get them. You're gonna be able to motivate them and get them to where they want to go. Their goal is this, and you want to have compassion to what their goal is. And somebody says, well, were you ever overweight?
Yeah, were you?
Yeah, I was overweight for my height. I've been 15 pounds overweight. So for me, that's a lot.
Okay.
If somebody goes, well, I'm 50 pounds overweight or 100 pounds overweight, it doesn't mean that I have to be that to understand what you're going through. Because the bottom line is, we all want to feel fit, healthy, and feel good.
Okay.
And but back to getting people motivated is that it's connecting with them. And so my means of connecting through the lens, and then I go out and do seminars and workshops and appearances because I want to meet the people head on. I want to.
You like that?
I love.
You feel like you're
people.
a coach?
Yeah, I guess I am in some senses, but when you get to meet people and see them eye to eye, just as we're sitting here talking, it's a better connection than through the camera or through my DVDs. But that's kind of most people's first thought or first view of you is, "Ooh, I saw her on television."
Yeah.
And then when they get to actually see you in person, and one of the things they'll say is, "Wow, you're a lot shorter than what I thought." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, but so camera can add some weight. It can make you look smaller or taller or whatever."
How are you different, by the way, than every other tape program, these workout tape programs on the market? Are you different?
I can only answer that by what my clientele tells me. And what they tell me is that what I do is I talk to them and educate them while I'm doing the exercise. So I don't just get up there and go, "Okay, whoo, let's go," and just count. So when I'm exercising and I have somebody always in front of the camera counting how many reps I'm doing so that I can talk to you, so I can have a conversation
It is
with you.
motivational, by the way. I mean, I looked at the tape, and you learned something.
I hope so.
With the
because
tapes.
while we're doing a bicep curl, I'm explaining to you, not only are we working, you know, the front of your arm, the bicep, the opposing muscle group is our tricep. And it's the weaker of the two. And then of course I'll catch, okay, we got 2 more reps. So I have this like little thing that I go through, knowing that if I got 2 more reps, I'll say 2 more and get you on the count, and then I go back into whatever topic that we're talking about. So people feel like that I am their real personal trainer, that I'm their friend. I'm not just somebody, a drill sergeant yelling at you. I'm not a cheerleader, and not saying that all the other people are. I think everybody has their own unique way of presenting or teaching or getting you in shape. But for myself, I'm not sure how many real fitness people have the extended degrees or education, and I'm also on the board of my university still. I sit on the board of the kinesiology, and one of the reasons I do that is to keep up on any of the research. So I have access to that. So I'm keeping up on my education and being fed that so that I can then send it back out to the consumer.
You have a book as well. What's in the book?
I have 4 books, but
4 books.
The latest book that's out is called Defy Gravity Workout. And that was written at a very crucial time in my life. I was in my early 40s, going through a divorce, and seeing my body change as well. And so it's kind of women's issues on their changing their body and the hormones and kind of like, wow, what's happening? And finding out why gravity is constantly pulling us down.
Do you believe you can do something about it, though?
You can always do something. There's a million things that you can do, and it's not just about diet and exercise. It's about how you live your lifestyle. It's about the air you breathe, how you live, staying out of the sun, getting enough antioxidants, making sure that you are getting vitamin D, which is the sun. You know, using sunscreen, by taking care of your teeth. I mean, it's how you take care of your body, both inside and out.